Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well this season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Thursday afternoon slash evening. Depends on where you are. I want to share this really quickly. This very profound download that I received. Guys, don't mind me. I sound like a whole moose. I literally sound like a moose. My landscaper came over to put down some new hay. He called it pine straw, or whatever, a pine straw hay. And something has triggered my allergies. I was outside talking to him, and something has triggered my allergies, and I sound like a whole moose right now. But I want to share this download really quickly. As you guys know, chosen ones, many of us are in a really great season right now. Again, we are in a season where things are being accelerated, and we're starting to see things really manifest through God. We're in alignment to receive it. We're starting to see things manifest, and it's a really good feeling because it's almost that feeling of like, wow, finally, like all of our lives we had to fight, or all of our lives. And so it's almost like God is like repaying us times 12, right? So many of us are in a good place. If you're not, be careful. I'm sorry, not be careful. Be patient. Just make sure that you're in alignment. Be sure that you're in alignment and that you are not fighting against the process. And your shift will literally happen overnight when you least expect it. But to those of you who are in current alignment and you're currently what's wrong? Disciplined, and you're really tapped in. You're discovering a lot of things, right? You're receiving great witty ideas and invention, great revelations, great insights about the next level, strategy, right? You're receiving a lot of things, but one thing that you're probably, many of you guys are probably experiencing is your fantasies are falling off and reality is setting in. And I'm not speaking fantasy as in, not that. Right. I'm speaking more so less of fantasies in the way that, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you kind of had this whole idea of what destiny looked like, or like you kind of, because God doesn't give us the blueprint, if you will. Like he kind of just gives us, And then what happens is we create this blueprint around the nuggets that he drops, around the peak of the vision that he drops. So we ourselves create this blueprint, like who's going to be there, right? Who's going to open the door, who I'm taking along, how it's going to look, this day, this time, this way, etc., 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 right? So, and we're just, listen. Right? We're just doing what we think we should do. But what a lot of you guys are starting to discover is that God is literally slowly but surely dropping the fantasy of what you thought certain things would be, disrupting your blueprint, and he's bringing you a place to full, all caps, full surrender. The crazy thing about it is we really think we be surrendered. Like for real. Like we really be like, oh, I surrender, Lord. I just surrender. And honey, we don't know what surrender truly is until God snatches that rug and you have absolutely nothing else to depend on. Like there's absolutely nothing that you can do that will make anything work. There's nothing. There's nothing. And you get to this point of, at this point, I have nothing. I'm just happy I have my mind. Right? So you're finally at this place of full surrender. What I noticed, this is when God really, really moves like that. It's almost like we be waiting on answers, we be waiting on the shift, we're waiting on this and waiting on that, and we feel like God is waiting silent on us, and this, that, and the third. But it's that place when we finally get to Sadly, we have to go through some things to really get there. But the point is, once we get to that place of full surrender, my God, that's when you really, 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 really see the hand of God move, when he disarms you. When he disarms you. And that disarming you feels like a spiritual attack. I'm under attack. I rebuke you, Satan. We rebuking it. We got our holy oil, right? You done fry some chicken. I take the chicken grease to the pastor, telling the pastor to pray over the chicken grease. Honey. And the whole time we rebuking the wrong stuff, right? The whole time is part of God's plan to literally disarm us so we can get to a place of fully surrender. So what many of you guys are starting to realize now, including myself, is that you were always right. Meaning you truly, you had the foundation right. So the nuggets that he gave you along the way, it has always been on point. The destiny is, your purpose and your calling, it is. It wasn't a familiar spirit. It just wasn't time. But the point is, you're now discovering that everything that you're seeing now, even the visions at the next level, it still ties in with everything that you ever felt or what he've ever shown you. But the directions are different. The directions are different. Your GPS lied to you. Our GPS lied to us. Seriously, right? Our GPS lied to us. So our GPS had us going the wrong direction. Now, keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, it's still ultimately that, right? But our GPS had us picking up the wrong people on the wrong route. Honey, we taking a left. We should be taking a right, or we should be yielded and just staying put somewhere and booking a hotel for a few weeks or a few months and just staying there till we get the next sign and jump back in this car and continue on the journey. No. No, we're going to figure this thing out. Honey, God doesn't show us. This person is coming. That person is coming. Honey, you done mess around and make a left. You're supposed to be still. You done pick up, what do you call those people? Hitchhiker. That's equivalent to a counterfeit. So now you're tied up somewhere in the hotel with the counterfeit. And then God is saying, okay, well, I've cleared the path. Jump back on the journey. Let's go. Let's go. No, honey, you tied up somewhere with the counterfeit. So God sees us making all these mistakes. So ultimately, he has to put up some roadblocks. Now, when the roadblocks are up, we've like, God's forgotten about me. What did I do? Right. So all these different things that we're encountering along this journey. But ultimately, the destination, the vision, the promise is the same. But this place that many of us are, where we are fully surrendered and we truly say, and we mean it from our heart. We're just not just saying it just to say it. We truly mean it from our heart. Like, you know what, Lord, at this point, whoever is not supposed to go, give me the grace to release them and the grace to be okay. Whatever doesn't work out, please don't allow me to be hanging on it like a wildcat and just trust that it's part of the process. At this point, if it ain't your will, I don't even want it. Because for one, it's going to stress me out. It's not going to bring me any peace. It's going to be no profit. At least a healthy profit. A profit with longevity. So at this point, it is what it is. I just want to be in your will. And God is like, finally, you've been fighting me for the last 106 years. Finally, this is all I wanted. Full surrender. And we'd be like, but I said 2 years ago, I was fully surrendered. So many chosen people right now are truly, and we're just not saying it with our mouths, like truly, we are fully surrendered. And that is when you will see God's hand move the quickest, excuse me, and the most is when we are fully surrendered. So just release. Lock onto the promise. Like, I mean, honestly, like I'm talking about, you know that you know that you know that you know that you know. In fact, you still know because he gave you nuggets along the way. Right? So the nuggets that you're receiving now, the insights that you're still receiving now, it's still all aligned with things that you've always seen. But if it's something that you created and you concocted yourself, because maybe it was something that you wanted, like you wanted this, it was more of a goal, dream, and desire. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's different when you're moving in the spiritual realm and purpose and calling. Like if it's truly not in alignment with God's will for our lives, we are responsible for maintaining those things ourselves. But once you become in alignment with purpose and calling, you will start to see things flow. But along this, I wouldn't say recent, but last couple of seasons, there were a few things that we kind of, even those of you who are really tapped in, you picked up a few familiar spirits. You picked up a few counterfeits. You picked up a few seasons that really dropped you and then lowered your spiritual discernments, etc. And so then that allowed delays for more things and all that stuff. And because you're spiritually low because of the attacks, now familiar spirits sound more familiar than the Holy Spirit. So now you're following something that truly you think is the Holy Spirit, but it's a familiar spirit that crept in only because they caught you slipping. But God is faithful. So God came back, scooped you out, right? Once you got up out of that low season, like, hey, listen, you got hit. I understand it, right? So I'm going to give you strategy. I'm going to give you this, that, and the third. Just follow my lead. Obedience over emotions. I'm going to get you up out of this thing, and we're going to get back on this path, on this route to destiny. Some people, sadly, remain there. Listen. If you're going to be real, chosen ones, those hits are no joke. Those hits are no joke. So it's almost like it's hard to even kind of side-eye our brothers and sisters and be like, just get up. If anything, it's more of a motivation, more of trying to inspire them, because we understand those hits are no joke. But with broken ribs and broken arms and broken legs and honey, no edges, whatever, honey, we got back on those paths. And now we're fully surrendered. Truly, fully surrendered. Truly. If he removed it, you're okay with it. You're not fighting against it, because at this point, you know that anything is supposed to go is still currently with you. And even if the enemy attacked it, the Holy Spirit already showed you that was an attack from the enemy. So you already went back and mended that thing, or vice versa, right? But if they're not supposed to go, if it's not supposed to go, at this point, God has been very, very clear about it. So at this place of being fully surrendered, you've released that fantasy of what you thought it should look like. What you thought should be butterflies is now replaced with hard work and stamina. The illusion is gone. It's not Disney World. It is not Disney World. It's work. Right? It's work. Right? We thought we had this idea that it should be this, that, and the third. Listen, God is fair, right? You're going to have a great time. Don't get it twisted. You're going to have a great time, but you're discovering that it's work. But you will be blessed in the process. So, if you're fully surrendered, tap in and let your girl know. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.